You know, when it happened, the first time it happened, I can say, it was in '92, and I was just happened to looking at a picture of Osho, and I knew, in one split second, it happened. In the Zen it's called a satori. You just have a glimpse and gone. Had no idea how to come back to it. But I happened to see Osho accidentally standing in the garden like this. And I just turned around and suddenly saw him like that. And I was not prepared. It was a kind of, it took me by I didn't know. In that moment I knew the whole thing in one split second, but it was gone immediately. Then it took another 2-3 years, and it came again in Rishikesh very strongly, when I was just quiet. And when it came then, it was extremely emotional. I cried. It was like a shock. It was like flying in no air for 1 second. For not even a second. It was nothing to hold on to for one split second. Because we're always holding on to something. I am holding on to something. Always. In this moment, that was absolutely, it was the free fall. It was like you can imagine, in the Tivoli in Denmark, we used to have something called a tower, where you pull way up, so you can look all over Copenhagen. And then somebody down there pulls a handle, and you go, you know, it stops of course, but the moment the person pulled the handle, that's the free fall, totally. And it was like that. And I cried and cried, and also I was so overwhelmed that everything was myself. I looked at these beautiful mountains and they were not outside me. So the whole shift in perspective was very overwhelming, because suddenly consciousness became your reference point, not you, but consciousness itself, to give it some words. That became the reference point, so you were everywhere, nowhere in particular. That's how it is when you see it from the natural state. It's not, life and experiences are not seen from the point of view of the ego mind, which is in time and space and you and so it was very, very overwhelming, and but that is a byproduct of it. That place in itself is not emotional. The moment you talk about emotions, you talk about feelings, it has already come into Maya. The fourth dimension, which is who you truly are, has already moved into the other dimensions. Feelings, experiences, even love. Love is at the borderline, unconditional love, but still in the realm of experience. This place here is beyond. That's why you're totally free, unconditional. So I often say the heart, the nature of the heart is the fourth dimension. Because I had to say to people, but you must understand that it's not really a feeling, and it's not really an experience, and it's not really a state or a sense, or then it has already come into time and space.